this is Unwind and Align. And I would love in the future if I can get people to join me and stuff. I'm kind of still working on that, but honestly, like it's been super busy. So it's not the highest up on my list. And I know for now, even just me popping on, sharing my stories and stuff, that can make a difference. A lot of people watching. Definitely, if you are watching, if you ever want to join me, send me a message. I can send you the link. Sorry, I'm trying to find where my comments are. There we go. I have a chat button. Okay. So in theory, the platforms are supposed to send the comments up to my streaming service. So we'll see if that actually happens or not. But yes, so definitely, if you don't want to join but you want to participate, always just pop in a comment. I love it. So yeah, here's the update. It's we, the unwind part. So I love learning to go with the flow. I'm definitely the recovering controlaholic, perfectionist, all of the things from the high stress, high anxiety days. And one of the big things that keeps getting pushed by life to me is the just let go, let it go. And I will say, in my mind, I do actually think I do a very good job of this already. And compared to what I was, I do a phenomenal job. But I also understand um, I still have a little bit to go. And my boyfriend will attest to that because obviously he's the one who sees it more than I do. Which honestly, I don't want to poo-poo on the fact of understanding, celebrating, and really kind of, I don't want to say focusing on, but really keeping in light how far we've come. If you guys have ever read The Gap and the Gain, it's a great book. It kind of really goes hand in hand with the book The Having, which is all about money mindset. If you haven't read it or listened to it, like you have to. It is amazing. And part of that, like obviously the gap is the negative pardon me, the gap is negative mindset, being the victim. Oh, everything happens to me, poor me, blah blah blah. And that's focusing on things you don't have, focusing on all that negative stuff, which of course negativity attracts more negativity. And then, hey, why does my life suck? Oh, because that's what I focus on, and then I get more suck. So right? Which is why all of us in the mindset world, the coaching world, we always preach about the positivity and the gratitude, because the more we can focus on that, the more we attract it, right? And similarly, like how we attract like-minded people, we attract like-minded things. So if we're upbeat, happy, and always positive and grateful, that's what we attract. I mean, who doesn't want to be surrounded with that, right? And in The Gap and the Gain, that's called living in the gain. And one of the key things to living in the gain is never looking at how far you have to go, because that is a lack sort of mindset, but acknowledging how far you've come and being proud of that. Doesn't matter how great the distance is, it's just acknowledging it and knowing, hey, I'm better now than I was, right? So I don't ever want to poo-poo on that, but I feel like sometimes it's I've come so far and I've done so well that I almost kind of forget, like, well, we could still be a little bit better. Like if we're not growing, we're dying, right? So don't ever stop working on it. Don't ever stop trying to improve. And I feel like, especially those of us that are a little more oriented to, laying out in the sun, vegging out, I love being lazy. I do. I won't even deny. I love being lazy. And for those of us like that, it is kind of nice to be like, whew, look how far I've come. I'm going to go sit on the couch now, all done. And of course, it's never quite, it's like trying to pretend you're never gonna have to mow your lawn again. Constant upkeep, it's always maintenance. If you don't use it, you lose it. And I've experienced that myself. So it's just kind of this lifestyle habit, as opposed to, oh, I've come so far, I'm all done. Right. So anyway, um, we had, well, I'll tell you my drive, guys. I'm going to show you actually. Check this out. I realized, I don't know, this is one of those things, if we have a lot of things and we don't write stuff down, like I tell everyone to write stuff down, we can forget lots of things. And I had completely forgotten about, because we got our permanent residency here in Mexico. And the year, if you guys don't know this, every 3 years in Mexico, everybody, literally every single human with a vehicle, every vehicle has to get brand new plates here. You don't in Canada, we just re-register. We keep our plates. Our plates are for life. And you just go in and you re-register every year. Here, you literally get whole new plates, brand new plates, new design, new everything, which, yeah, is crazy to me. So this year is the year for that. And apparently they have new management and they have new operating systems and they are so backed up. Like one of my friends here, she's born and raised here, right? So she's a local, she's lived here forever, and they're supposed to get priority for the plates over like people like me who have just imported the vehicle and need to get new plates. The citizens get first go, which I wholeheartedly agree with. Like, you're from here, you get prioritized. This is your home. Like, I get it. Even though this is my home now too, I'm still the one kind of pushing in. So I have no poo-poo against that at all. But she's been waiting for her plates, being a local here who went to get them for like 3 months already. So anyway, waiting for the plates. And I don't know why it never occurred to me. I need to get a local driver's license. Like, why did I not? It didn't even enter my mind. I got my tax number. They call it RFC. In Canada, we call it our SIN number. I don't actually know what it's called in the States, to be honest. But here, yeah. So I got, like, I've done all the things. I'm a resident here. I'm just like every other Mexican, except I completely forgot about the driver's license. It was so funny. So my boyfriend and I last week went and got our blood tested, because in Mexico, in order to get a driver's license, you need to know your blood type and it has to be signed off by a doctor. If you don't have some sort of proof, like I know some other places might have it, or it's optional to put on your license, or maybe you've got medical alert or something. But I didn't even know my blood type, and you literally cannot get a license without it because they put it on your license. If you're ever in an accident, they just look at your driver's license and they know your blood type and they just start treating you immediately. P.S. You also have to check off organ donor, yes or no. That is not optional. In Canada, that is optional to put on your license. Not here. It's mandatory. So, and the other thing, guys, I will grab I have my wine. I don't know what your drink of choice is for today. I have a nice Tempranillo. I am incredibly phobic of needles. Like, I thought to get your blood test, you'd have to get like pinpricked. No, it was a full-blown blood draw, and I, like, literally turn white. Like, I actually feel the blood draining out of my head at just the thought of, like, all of that. So, even now, I just started sweating a little talking about it. So, extremely phobic of needles, but we went, got it done. So proud of myself. We're good. And then I'm texting my friend, just kind of catching up. And she's like, oh, hey. And I said, yeah, I'm going to go get my driver's license. I can't believe I forgot about this, but I got my blood test. I just have to photocopy all the other stuff I need. We're good to go. And she's like, oh, hey, I can help you out with that. I can take you, because obviously I literally can't drive. I don't even have a license I'm allowed to use here. And she's like, yeah, do you want to go tomorrow? And I was like, caught off guard, because if you're like me, you have those control things. You are not as go with the flow as you want. Just suggesting, let's do something tomorrow. Whoa, too soon, too soon. I need to plan. We need to plan, which is also that little cue. Okay, I'm not letting go as much as I would like to, because I don't want to feel twang of like, whoa, at just being asked if I want to go do something tomorrow. Like, but there's a lot going on. We'll get into that. So, long story short, guys, I have my Mexican license. Check this guy out. He's so nice and isn't that beautiful? I love it. No offense, Alberta, but this guy, this guy looks way better. I won't crap on the Alberta licenses. I thought they were pretty awesome looking because we got the little dinosaur and stuff in there, and they are blue also. But the Quintana Roo ones, way better. So I'm all excited. I have my license and everything. Now we just got to get those plates. And it's funny, I will let you guys know next week, but I have this feeling because life happens for us, not to us, right? This is part, guys, we're unwinding and aligning. And this is the alignment part for me. Is it's been really annoying not being able to drive my truck because not having the plates. And yes, you might say, oh, if you've imported, well, who cares? You have papers. But guys, here in Mexico, every person kind of like makes up their own rules. And the fact is, I mean, I've never had too bad of an experience with the cops. I've never really been, I mean, I've had friends that have actually been mugged by cops or like extorted or whatever you want to call it. But that's the thing. There's so much corruption here that even if legally we could drive, I mean, technically, I guess I couldn't because I didn't have my license. So I would have gotten, God knows what would have happened with that. Um, because we don't have plates and the law is a foreigner who is a permanent resident cannot drive a vehicle with foreign plates. So, however you want to interpret that, I probably still get in trouble. Like, get the wrong officer who's having a power trip of a day or whatever. Who knows? Like, they probably could have impounded the truck or seized it or whatever. So, we just haven't been using it at all, which breaks my heart. I have my giant paperweight outside right now, um, which is also, side note, guys. Um, I decided a little while ago that in my future self, I really want to have a driver. Like, I really want to have that option of not having to drive myself. And I like the idea, like, if I'm too tired, if I just don't want to, maybe there's a big storm out and I just don't want to bother driving myself. I'd like to have a driver I can call and have that service available to me. And this is where, if you guys have ever done the Tony Robbins stuff, but the mindset, it's all about how we view things, right? So, not having access to my vehicle, I've had to take, we call it InDrive here. It's basically the Mexican version of Uber. Taxis are notorious. If they think you're a foreigner or tourist, they will definitely up the price. There's no real set price. And even I think they do actually have a price list you can recommend. You can ask to see if they show it to you, which has just increased. Um, for example, this guy came out with his little placard price sheet, and from the one grocery store to home, he's like, "Yeah, right here, it's 115 CCC," and yet I got an in drive from that same grocery store to home plus a stop for 90. Right? Like the taxis are such a ripoff here. So just throwing that out. If you guys come to Mexico, download the InDrive app. It's a little green box InDrive. You'll save a ton of money. Anyway, so I've come to realize I do. Anytime I want a chauffeur, a personal driver, oh, I just don't feel like driving, I have that option. Just because I have a vehicle and it's sitting out front and I'm perfectly capable of using it doesn't mean I have to. If I'm feeling very tired, maybe I'm going downtown to, like this one girl, friend of a friend, got recommended for massage and she lives downtown. Well, parking a big truck downtown is like iffy, really, really iffy. And so old me would have driven the truck anyways and just dealt with it and then maybe kind of complained about it and been like a little irritated, like, okay, where am I gonna, I would have been stressed out by where am I gonna park? How far do I have to carry my stuff? Like, okay, this is super inconvenient. I don't like this. Well, take an in drive and get dropped off at the door. And right? Like it really is that simple. But it's about getting out of these bubbles we put ourselves in, right? So that was a huge eye opener for me with oh, I want a personal driver. You have one. You don't live in the country anymore. You're not in the boonies. You have it right on your phone. I can walk outside. There's cab drivers sitting on the side of the street sometimes. I could just go, like, right? So that was a nice, huge eye opener, something, a real positive of not being able to drive my truck. It really forced me out of that box into that realization that even if I can, I don't have to if I'm really tired or I'm going to a new place downtown. I don't even really know where it is or where I'm going to park. Take the in drive. You can drive next time. Like, right? So it's been really, really nice in that respect. And going with that theme, life happens for us, not to us. Um, I think, like, what if I did get the plates for my truck like last month? Because we've been waiting, like my friend, for months now. Uh, and I'm driving and I completely forgot about my license and I get pulled over. Like, again, I don't know what could happen. Could they seize my truck for that? Like, I don't know all the repercussions for that. Maybe it would have been nothing, but maybe it would have been something. So for all I know, life has been postponing this for me to be like, "Are you gonna get your dang license or not, woman? Like, come on." And so I do think it's gonna be funny, guys, if my plates are ready for pickup next week, because all of a sudden I have my driver's license, I have everything I need, and we are officially good to go to be driving here legally. So that, yeah, I'll keep you updated on that because I think that'll be really, really funny to find out. And I love that aspect of life. All these things that we think can be so negative, and I was getting really irritated with it. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm wasting so much money on all these cabs and these in drives." And but really, I mean, yes, I definitely think I've spent more than I would have in gas, but again, it's broadening my mindset of like, you don't have to drive just because you have access to a vehicle. You can catch a cab, you can catch an in drive if you just don't feel like driving and you don't mind spending that money. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And all these different, I've had actually a lot of my in drive drivers helping me with my Spanish and stuff. So I've gotten to use that more. It's been really, really interesting, really good experiences with that. So taking those, what we might complain about, what we might be frustrated, annoyed with, and being like, wait, 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 this is happening for me. I just need to figure out why. Now, I will say, having said that, there are some things like even, my dad passing away. Um, he was 49, I think. He didn't even make it till 50. I was 19 when he passed. And big life events, I do believe, happen for a reason. Do I know the exact reason for that? No, I'll probably never know. It was so long ago. I was so young. I'm just going to assume that all of that obviously helped me become the person I am today. So until I can see some other lesson or whatever coming from that, I will just say it just helped me be who I am. So I can't be upset with that. Even my little doodle, love her to pieces, with her lymphoma. Like, okay, life, how is that for me? I mean, I guess I have learned a crap ton about cancer because my other big guy, if you guys didn't know, my doodle had her surgery in October where we found the lymphoma in her stomach and also on her liver now. It was back then. And then my big guy had this big tumor removed from his stomach in December, and they took his whole spleen and everything. So for her, it's about getting the lymphoma into recession. For him, it's about keeping the cancer away. So I have researched a ton. So maybe there's something in my future where I help dog parents with their cancer journeys, with the food. I even have a cancer food diet for them now. I ended up so many supplements that her oncologist is trained in Western, like standard Western medicine oncology, but she's also trained in holistic oncology. And then we also have their acupuncturist, which of course is Chinese. So we even have Chinese chemo for her. And of course, with my research, I've discovered out of the States, there's this amazing supplement that a vet created for his dog, which helps the body recognize bad cells and get rid of them. Which, I mean, that's all cancer is a bad cell. And when I mentioned this, it's called apple caps. And when I mentioned that to her oncologist, she's like, yeah, she's like, between, regular chemoprednisone, the Chinese chemo and apple cap, she's like, I think we should be good with that. But it was funny because neither one of the oncologists nor the acupuncturist had mentioned apple caps. And yes, there could be 10,000 different options out there, but I think that all me doing this research, like I think there does have to be some purpose for it. So yeah, maybe that's a side hustle in my future, is helping others with their journeys, helping them with their research. Who knows, but I'm going to choose again to believe that um there is a reason for it. I'm not just being crapped on or kicked while I'm down, yada yada yada, right? That's the victimhood part of it. So the other little update for her is we did have an ultrasound done, and her stomach is stable, but she did have extra nodules on her liver. So now we have to up the treatment and get rid of those, which honestly, we just started the Chinese chemo. So I think that's going to be really good. And we don't actually have the apple caps because I did order them, but they're on back order, which again, initially I ordered them, everything went through, and then I got a message from the distributor saying these have all of a sudden gone on back order and we don't know why. And initially I was irritated and I'm like, she needs these, like, this is a bunch of BS. And I got kind of, I don't want to say I wasn't as high as saying I was angry, but I was definitely irritated about it. And then I remembered, no, wait, there's a reason for this. Everything for a reason, right? So then I thought, okay, well, we just got the Chinese chemo and we had to stop it and restart it because it did give her like severe upset tummy in the back end. And so she's supposed to get 1.5 grams morning and night, and then move up to 3 grams morning and night. And right now I have her on a 0.5 gram just in the morning only because her stomach reacted like, whew, it was a lot. And to be fair, guys, I will say other dogs probably don't have this bad of a reaction, but with her having the stomach surgery, like literally they cut open her stomach, the lymphoma is in her stomach. um, we've had issues with her bum. We found out, just like if you ever have your gallbladder taken out, she cannot have any fat. I have to double rinse all of her food after it's cooked. P.S. Cancer food diets, no more raw. We do have to cook the food. It's just easier for their little tummies to digest, especially when they have the cancer in the tummy. And now she can't have any fat. So that took a little while to figure out. And there's a few things that can really throw her off. So I've also become a pro at the back end of dogs, what's coming out there. So maybe that'll be a new side hustle. What's going on with your dog? I could help you out here. Um, but yeah, I do believe that that went on back order because if we would have thrown all this at her at once, it might have been too much, and maybe there would have been a bad reaction. I don't know. So like I said, everything, that realigning myself, everything for a reason. And if I have to pay the extra shipping because I was ordering it through a distributor from Canada, and then my boyfriend can bring it back from there. But if I have to bite the bullet and order it straight from straight from the US and send it here to Mexico, which of course costs way more, then that's what I'll do. So we will see. So yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks, but I think it's been really good. Like I said, um, I was trying to solve the problem of, okay, how can I get my license? I don't want to just take a in drive there. I prefer to have a friend with me because it's a bit of a process. They have. Ah, so glad I did have my friend there. Because there's a little, again, that language barrier. I'm definitely working on my Spanish, but I'm still at the point where everyone here talks so fast. If you've ever had, there's different, obviously different parts of every country. I know I have a friend from northern Mexico, and they tend to be really loud and yell, and they don't really have an indoor voice, but they don't necessarily talk super fast. Like, I can understand him when he does talk Spanish. But here in Quintana Roo, everyone, if you're old enough, if you ever watched is it Blossom? Anyway, there was one of the girls back then, and they just talk so fast. Like, everything's super talking. And it's like being a teenager again. Everyone talks really fast, and everything's just super well together, and can't really tell the words apart, and everything's just going, 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 going. And you're just like, okay, hold up, what? But that's how quickly I feel they speak Spanish here. All the words blend together, and I'm just like, I what? And then even when they say, so then when I ask them, like, despacio, por favor, just slow down, please. Then when they say it slowly, I'm like, "Oh, I totally know that." But I couldn't process it, I couldn't hear it properly, right? And, so it turns out, and I kinda got a bit of this on my Google researching of what do I need to do to get my license here? Because again, you have to photocopy, like, 5 different things. They want your life in this driver's license. Um, I drive a pickup truck, right? We've had our Tundra for since 2013. We brought it brand new. It was such a great, beautiful moment in my life. I've always wanted a truck. I love my trucks, full size truck, guys. If you know me, this is just me personally. I'm not poo pooing on anyone else. I have a really awesome friend, Erin. She loves her little um, half truck, little baby truck, the little wannabe truck, I call it. So cute, but she loves them because they're small and they're perfect for her. So I don't poo poo on them. I just like full size pickup trucks. I like the big, beefy. You're gonna get a truck. I lived out in the country. You need to be able to use the box. You need to. It's a working vehicle. Like, how many times we used to take stuff to the dump for people? We always went to the dump ourselves. We're getting our own yards of dirt because we don't have to get delivered because we have a truck. They're useful, right? So we have a Tundra, and we've had that for 13 years now. So it's our only vehicle. It's what we drive. So here in Mexico, I found out all pickup trucks, and I didn't actually research this. If it's all pickup trucks, I think it definitely full size for sure. All full size pickup trucks are work trucks. So I even had to get drug tested, which good thing I remembered. Like I did mention, trucks, they're called camisetas, and I mentioned that, and then the lady helping us out, the officer lady, I say like DMV officer, the worker, she was like, "Oh yeah, no, no, no automotive. That's a different license. You have to, if you drive a truck, you're in construction and you need to be drug tested. That is how it goes here in Mexico." So I now have a working vehicle. I can drive trucks, vans, and I am cleared to chauffeur other people. So I did find that pretty funny. And I'm glad my friend was there because, again, they speak so quickly. Um, Definitely there was a piece of that. I was like, I have no idea what she just said. So, but it's a fun experience, and it was, yeah, really glad it's done. So it's been a good week. It's been busy. Last week was busy figuring out the CISA situation, and even like we had to rent a vehicle to get them to the ultrasound and then get her to the bed afterwards. And I tell you, problem solving, lots of problem solving. But it was also a really good experience. Like, with all of this going on, always, I do enjoy having the ability, when life is too perfect, it's like, again, we don't use it, we lose it. And really lately it's been um using the tools that I tell all of you guys to use, like having that ability to practice them and really use them myself, which I love because I give all this advice to people, I help people, I coach people, all the things, and I love knowing that I use these same tools. I do these same techniques. What advice I give you, here's what I used, here's what I did that helped me. Now I'm giving it to you type thing. And even to this day, like, we're outside, we ordered the in drive, and he actually drove up, saw Sisa. She's like 65 pounds. She's a big dog. They don't like big dogs here in Mexico. Everyone's scared of dogs. Big dogs are evil. They bite everyone. Like, I mean, not really, but that's what people think, right? And the in drive driver literally turned right, stopped 2 blocks down, and canceled my ride. And yes, I was kind of irritated. But again, in that moment, it's not going to help me to be irritated. If I throw a tantrum, that doesn't help anything. I have a problem. I am now out here with no ride again. What do I do? Order another in drive. Like, easy peasy, find the other shady spot, wait for the in drive. Like, no big deal, right? Same thing with, Sisa. She has those extra nodules on her liver. Okay, so her stomach is stable, her liver got a bit worse. Okay, well, me being upset about it, worrying about it, crying about it, all of these things, that doesn't help her. That doesn't fix it. It doesn't make anything get better. And so, okay, that's the problem. What's our solution? Where do we go from here? What's the thing that we try next, right? And that's as simple as it is, really. And I will say it was funny because when she did tell me, she's like, this is not good news. I just kind of looked at her. I'm like, okay. But it was funny because, well, I mean, obviously we'll see how this all plays out, but deep down in my like right in my core, I knew, and I'm like, it's not bad news either though. We're going to be just fine. And I don't know if she thought I wasn't understanding. I'm like, I understand. I just don't think it's as big a deal as you do. We're going to be fine. So I still believe that to this day. I still believe she is going to be fine. We just need to find the right things for her. And when I get this Chinese chemo sorted and get her up to her proper dose, then we can introduce her apple caps. And yeah, so it's been it's been good. Guys, let me know if you've had this kind of week also. Last week was pretty bad with it too, but this week I keep forgetting what day it is. Every day is not the day it is. Last week, every single day, like Tuesday was Thursday and Thursday was Monday, and like I was all over the map. I could not keep my day straight. Thankfully, I have lived by my schedules. But yeah, it was so crazy. I was all over the place. This week has been a little bit better, but still, even today, I'm like, what's my alarm going off for? I'm like, isn't it Saturday? Oh, it's Friday. Well, crap. All right, here we go. So let me know if you found that also. You're kind of having trouble keeping track of your days, which honestly, it doesn't bother me because I love knowing that, making my own schedule every day is basically my Saturday or my Friday because it is whatever I make it. Whether I have massages or appointments or whatever, I choose what days I work. So every day is kind of the same anyway, so it doesn't actually matter what day it is, right? So let me know what you think about that. I know old me, super stressed out, high anxiety, controlling, I would have lost my mind over a statement like that. Like, no, we need to know what day it is. Like, I used to check my schedule probably once an hour. That's how controlling I was. Yeah. I don't even know if my boyfriend knew that. I mean, he knew how controlling I was, but I don't know if I checked my schedule. And guys, let me know if you've watched me this long. Let me know what you have planned for this weekend. I know my friend that took me to get my license. I'm going to go over to her place tonight. We're going to play rummy. I'm taking a bottle of wine and some snacks, and we're just going to catch up. We kind of caught up in the car getting the license and stuff. It was a little less than an hour, so we did get to do a lot of catching up then. But I'm looking forward to catching up. I I'm terrible at phones. I don't like phone calls, the texting. I don't like trying to have conversations. Even on Facebook, I end up getting busy with something. I trail off. I come back 4 hours later. I'm like, what? Oh, I was in the middle of a conversation. Whoopsie. Like I am not a good. I'm an in-person friend. Not to say I won't be your friend, but like even my friend Jamie. Oh, Lord love you, Jamie. I haven't talked to her in like a year. It's not that she's any less important to me. It's not that I never think about her. It's that I I'm an in-person. I like to talk to your face. So even having said that, I'm pretty good at if we like were to set up like a Zoom or a chat like that, but just to be like texting and messaging like that, oh man, I suck at it. I'm very bad. I get distracted. I get off doing trying to wait for someone to reply. And same thing. I know people think it's convenient. And I love my massage business. I ran all on text message. I would never call people because that exact reason. You could leave the text message sit there for a couple hours. You're doing your thing. You're busy, and it's there waiting for you. So then you come, you reply, you wait for their reply. It's super convenient and I do love that. But that doesn't work for me for friendships. Like friendship, I feel like it needs that conversation, which needs that flow, which needs the back and forth. And I'm not good at that on text and stuff. I need to like actually talk to you, not message you, right? So pardon me, I'm looking forward to catching up with her because I haven't, aside from, like I said, going to get my license this week, I haven't actually talked to her in quite a few months actually. So it's been a while. So that's going to be amazing and super fun. I know they've had a lot going on in their life. Their car's in the shop right now. They had to get a new nanny. Nannies are a big thing here. I love it. And yeah, so yeah, let me know what you have planned this weekend. I think tomorrow and Sunday, I actually don't think I have anything planned. I think I have a nice free weekend. So I would like to have a movie afternoon, maybe tomorrow afternoon, make some popcorn or something and just kind of veg out and watch a couple of movies. Yeah. I have been a little bit extra tired. Um, Getting to bed a little bit late and I am up really early. And yesterday I was up at 4. Normally I wake up somewhere between 5 and 6. Yesterday I woke up at 4 for whatever reason. Today I slept in. Today I slept till 6, so that was really awesome. But yeah, so maybe tomorrow will be like vegging out, maybe catch a nap during one of the movies. I love doing stuff like that. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what you have planned. And if you have any stories to share, even if you're watching this like a week or 2 weeks from now, let me know. Share a story about if you've had a really good like realignment in your life, something you had to kind of shake off, unwind from. But then you were able to like realign it and find those positives and really take that silver lining. I think that's invaluable in life because I mean, no matter what the situation is, if you can pull that silver lining out, if you can find something to be even a little bit grateful for, a little bit of a positive, it just lightens your mood so much, right? And if you think about if you did that 5 times every day, your mood went from here to up here. And then if you're doing that day after day after day, like generically speaking, you're just a happier person overall, right? Like, yeah. So anyway, guys, let me know. It's been a fun chat. I think that's the majority. Oh, I will share one more thing with you. Okay, guys. So again, it's Mexico. So in Canada, we have the most brutal winters. I mean, I'm sure Siberia's actually we were colder than Siberia, I believe twice now. But we get freakishly cold. So things die. If it's outside in the ground, it's dormant or it's dead. We don't really have maybe in restaurants they get cockroaches and stuff like that, but like our houses, we don't get cockroaches. We don't really have a bug issue. That's not really a thing in Alberta anyway. I don't want to like Osoyoos and places that don't necessarily freeze or get snow. Many parts of BC and stuff like that. I won't judge that. But in central Alberta, things freeze and die outside. We don't really have a bug issue. And so here, obviously, is tropical. So getting used to just bugs always everywhere. And it just is. And for the most part, I don't really have a big bug issue. We have had two tarantulas and a wolf spider in our other house, the other house we lived in. We have not had any of that in this house, thankfully. So aside from, these giant spiders in the house, not a fan of. But we've never had a scorpion in the house, thankfully. And I have seen scorpions in the neighborhood. We've never had a snake in the house, and one of our friends over there did. So thankful for that. But because we have bugs always, they will go every once in a while in the evenings and they'll just have a truck with a big fumigation spray thing in the box of the truck. And they'll just drive around and fumigate the air for the mosquitoes. They'll just spray the air for the mosquitoes every once in a while. And so yesterday in the afternoon, I didn't receive a notification in the app about it, but they were obviously fumigating in the sewers. And they do this maybe about twice a year here, just to try and keep the cockroach population somewhat under control. Because if you don't have a cap on your shower drain or some sort of plug or something in your shower drain, the cockroaches come up your shower drain. It's disgusting. So you have to have that. So they like just live in the sewers, and they, I mean, it is what it is. I try not to really think about it, but especially we're only 7 years old, this neighborhood, but out back, where our laundry machine is, long story short, guys, basically the sewers they just have big, very thick cement lids, but you can access the sewer. Like you can just lift off the cement block and it's there. And same thing along the sidewalks. It's all accessible if you lift off the giant sidewalk blocks. So of course the cockroaches are just coming in and out and living in there and stuff. And so yesterday when they fumigate the sewers, of course the cockroaches flee for their lives, and it's just like they're everywhere. And I didn't realize this. So yesterday we were feels like 40 Celsius in the afternoon. So we just went outside for a quick pee in the front because Cisa's decided she doesn't like peeing in the back. So, okay. And I open the door and a cockroach is like coming in the house. And I'm like, oh my God. So I like brush him out with the sweep him back out. And thankfully they've already been fumigated, so they're not exactly moving quickly. And then I go to unlock my screen door, guys. And a cockroach falls on my hand. Oh my God. So of course I'm like freaking disgusting. And then I close the door, I wash my hands, I'm looking before I reopen the screen. I'm like, okay, we're good. We go outside just for and you can see them. They're scurrying they're everywhere. They're everywhere. I have to like get another one out away from the house because he's just trying to run up on in. And I'm just like, oh, guys, if you've never had a cockroach fall on you, anyway, that took me a minute. That was it's nasty. That is just nasty. Um, yeah, like I said, I'd never seen a cockroach in my life till I moved here. That's except for on TV, right? But like, so that was fun. That was yesterday. That was good. That was fun. We got out the spray after that, and we kept an eye on the front door, and it's good. So let me know. All my lovely friends that live in the other, like Florida is very similar here, tropical. Texas doesn't ever freeze. There's cockroaches. So let me know if you guys have ever had anything like this. Someone does mass fumigations and there's just like cockroach Armageddon everywhere happening. Like, yeah, that was that. I had to unwind from for sure. So, all right, guys, it's been super fun. And yeah, like I said, if you ever want to join me and have a chat with me on one of these little Unwind and Align Fridays, let me know. We can set something up. I think it's super fun just to chat with other people, whether we are, the Facebook friends, not friends, whatever. Yeah, let me know. All right, guys, have a very wonderful rest of your weekend.